Welcome to the Women in Engineering podcast. Today we have another episode in our discipline preview series. I'm joined by Hannah Yee, who is in fourth year mechanical engineering. Hannah, how are you today?
I'm good. It's not raining today, so better than yesterday. How are you?
Good, thank you. Again, loving the weather today. So I'm just going to start things off from first year and kind of work our way up. So what would the first year experience or course be that would give the best idea of what mechanical is like?
I think for mechanical, it's a little bit different than some of the other disciplines. I think mechanical can be a broad collection of different courses and different units from different courses. But I would probably say any courses that deal with movement and physics. So I think physics one is probably a good introduction into dynamics. But I think, again, you pull things from every course. So, physics two that deals with a lot of electrical concepts, that's also applied throughout your time in the mechanical program. So the best is probably physics, but I think that every course, little tidbits of every course contribute to the mechanical degree.
That makes sense. And what types of courses and projects are available to mechanical?
In terms of courses, you take a wide variety. So you can take CAD courses. So you have the opportunity to do a lot of modeling, especially in fourth year. There's quite a few technical electives that you can take that really dive into some advanced modeling. Thermodynamics is a big course as well in second and third year. And this also contributes to some of your technical electives in fourth year for combustion engines. And of course, we are technically a mechanical and materials undergraduate degree. So you take a lot of materials courses as well. In your fourth year, you have the option to pick from quite a large list of semi-specific technical electives. So you can really hone in on what you're interested in. Things like nuclear engineering and medical assisted devices are options for up-year courses. In terms of projects, every year you have the opportunity to contribute to a design project. In second year, it was a CAD-based design project that took you right from point zero, from finding your customer specifications and customer desires, all the way to actually modeling the product. In third year, you have to design a gearbox to certain specifications given some input variables. And of course, fourth year, you have capstone. You can pick from a predetermined list, or you can find a club or company to sponsor you and pick your own topic and have a professor lead you through that process. So it's really up to you in fourth year, but every year you certainly have the opportunity to apply yourself.
That's really nice to know. And you can kind of build up to that fourth year where it's a lot of freedom, which is really nice.
Yeah, for sure. You don't get the opportunity to pick any courses really until fourth year. That includes technical and non-technical electives. So fourth year, you do have a lot more freedom.
Well, that's definitely nice. And how are the profs?
The profs are really great. I think you come out of first year where you're in a pretty large course, right into mechanical, where the class sizes are a little bit smaller. So you get to have a little bit more one-on-one time with the professor. Office hours are typically more abundant and they just have a little bit more time for you. You tend to also have really good TAs, which can carry through different courses or different years. So you can also make connections with them. And many of the mechanical professors that you'll get have industry experience. So you can definitely speak to them and talk to them and get some knowledge about, maybe where your career might go in the next few years as well.
And so you mentioned that the classes get a bit smaller. Like how big would you say the classes are for mechanical?
It depends because you might have people from integrated. Sometimes some people are coming back from internship, but I would say second and third year, you're probably about 80 people per course when it's an MME course. In fourth year, your technicals get even smaller. So in fourth year, it could be anywhere from 15 to 40 kids. It really depends. But second, third year, probably about 80.
Okay, so definitely like a smaller group that you can kind of get to know a little bit better.
For sure, yeah.
That's nice. And are there any specialization options like as you move up through the years?
No, there is no specialization options. It is a mechanical and materials undergraduate degree. But that being said, we have a lot of technical electives, so you can certainly pinpoint your timetable towards interests of yours. but there is no specific specialization option.
Okay. But yeah, like you said, kind of tailoring that last year to what you want to do, which is still really nice for kind of choosing your own path.
For sure.
And so then what career path does mechanical typically lead to, and what are the job and co-op prospects?
There's a lot. Again, just because mechanical tends to be quite a broad program. You can go into things like mining, HVAC, automotive, aerospace, production management, biomechanics, energy, and a lot more. I think, and I think this applies to many other disciplines, is within each industry, there's a place for every discipline. So you can really find whatever you want. And I think that you can look ahead for sure, and you can look at some of the job postings and see if those might interest you.
Yeah, that sounds good. And I've heard that mechanical is a very broad, like overarching kind of degree where you can really choose your own path. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, and the reason why is because a real core part of mechanical is dealing with anything that's moving. And you think of anything in the world or any industry, it all has moving parts. So there's always going to be a place for you.
That's good to know. And so switching gears a little bit, what are some tips you would give to students to succeed in mechanical?
I'd say it's no different than first year. I think you're going to come into your second year of mechanical. A lot of it's new concepts like thermodynamics. But if you put the same work and time in as you did first year, you'll be fine. And you have to remember that in first year, you're trying to figure out how you study. And by second year, you usually have that mostly figured out. And of course, you have the great friends in the program, and you all help each other. So just stay on top of the work. It does get demanding, but it's a learning curve. But once you get past the beginning, it's usually smooth sailing.
Okay, so that's good to know. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And is there any advice you have for students already in mechanical or students that are going into it?
Other than that learning curve, just be aware of that. At the beginning, it might feel really overwhelming. These are all new concepts for people. And that might discourage you a little bit or scare you. But as soon as you understand the core concepts of these courses, you just add on to that knowledge. So don't be afraid of, going into a program that you know really nothing about. You'll learn. That's what university's for. Just make friends in the program so you can study with them and make use of office hours and TAs.
That's some good advice. Definitely something I did not do in first year was make use of office hours and TAs, especially. And so I wanted to ask if there's any extracurricular activities that are either discipline specific or non-specific that you wanted to touch on.
Yeah, so I'm actually the commissioner for the Wellness Force this year, which is a small team under the UES. And our mission is just basically to promote wellness and promote a more balanced life for engineering students, since our program is really demanding and it expects a lot from us. So we just try to provide you with the resources that you need to build that foundation for yourself. We have a few really big events every year. One that you will see shortly is sticky notes. So we like to decorate the engineering buildings with just positive sticky notes to keep you going during midterm season. And then during final season, we give out care packages. So these are just little exam care packages for you, just so you get a little something special to pat yourself on the back during your final season. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, that sounds really nice, actually. I will also keep an eye out for that. So just to wrap things up, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think there's anything really I have to add. I think always just keep your head up. If you're having a bad day or if you're really struggling in a course, just reach out to some of the resources that the school has. You can check out the Wellness Force website for that. You can talk to your friends, your professors, academic counselors. Just make sure you stay on top of it and stay safe this year.
Thank you so much for all of your advice and wisdom, and also for your time today.
No worries. No, thank you for having me.
And thank you to all of our listeners. I hope you all have a great rest of your day.